Radio 1904.
All right, that's Okumu, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start off with the game yesterday against BK Häcken. 3-0 win, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what's the game like?
It was quite okay. I think we started up well and having like a few sessions and going into the match and getting positive results. I think it's a good start. I just hope we can keep it up from there.
We actually talked about the younger players a while back, you and I, about younger players coming up. This year we have 4 new young players, right?
Yeah.
Coming up into the squad. What do you think of them? They played quite a good game yesterday.
Quality.
Yeah?
I think they have lots of quality in them. They just have like to keep it up, and we like who've been in the team before them try and help them cope with the intensity of the play. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, they have a few wins under their belts from younger ages, like champs from under 17 and under 19. So there is some quality there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hope they can keep it up in the top level.
Yeah. Your colleague, your buddy, Vasanen, we kind of miss him on the pitch, and the two of you were so great all last year. So we kind of want both of you to be there, but.
Yeah, I mean he's recovering up well. He hasn't like started training with the team, but I hope he recovers soon, and I miss him as well. Hope to see him back soon.
Yeah. Well, it's good chemistry, right?
So much.
It's so important when you're center back too that you have somebody that you're compatible with.
Yeah, I mean we blended up well from the first time he came in. So I hope to see him back.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
2 calm and timid guys in the same lineup, right?
Yeah, but I think we understood each other, the way of play, and like I know he always has my back all the time, and I have his back all the time. So that makes it much easier for us.
You mentioned communications. How's your Swedish coming along?
Not that good, but at least I know some few common words.
Yeah? I talked to some of your friends back in Kenya about it.
Yeah.
And they were like, everything's in Swedish, so we can't really understand it, but we'll ask Joseph to translate. And I'm like, yeah, he's not going to translate for you.
Nah.
No?
Most of the time I use like the Google Translator, but
yeah.
But the common words like mostly used on the pitch, I grabbed a few. So.
Like what? Give an example.
No, only the bad ones.
It's just swear words? Yeah, I bet.
Only wants to push the team.
Yeah. It's so interesting because when you watch the game last season where you don't have the spectators there, you can always hear whatever the coach is saying, and everybody's just yelling at you all the time, Joe, 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 Joe. It's really interesting to hear. For practices and games, is it English or is it Swedish?
They try and help me as much as possible, but I mean, there's no way I can slow the whole group. Only one person to slow the whole group, so it's for me to catch up with them, not for them to wait for me. So all is good. Jimmy talks to the other players, and whoever is close to me helps me adjust and catch up with whatever he's talking about.
Is it difficult, Swedish?
Swedish? Yes. But with the team it's much easier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I actually read somewhere that Swahili and Swedish is supposed to be some of the easiest languages to learn.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe Swahili.
Yeah, maybe Swahili, right?
Nah.
Yeah?
With the dots on top of the words.
Yeah. I actually thought about that when I was in Nairobi last time, that Swahili really isn't all that difficult for Swede to pronounce.
Nah.
There are no difficult sounds or anything like that, so
Nah.
it should be easy enough.
Yeah.
Just teach the rest of the
Easiest
team
language.
Swahili instead, right? Yeah, it'd be easier. All right, we talked a little bit about your past before. We talked about you had an interesting way to Europe through South Africa and Kenya and the U.S.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it. How did it all start out?
It started when immediately I finished high school. Because I finished high school in 2015. And I was lucky enough, a few months later, I got to be drafted to a Premier League club in Kenya. which was my home team where I grew up. So it was nice to play for them and represent them. Half a season later, I got an opportunity to go down to South Africa. Spent there a year, renewed my contract. After a year, came back for pre-season, then there was lots of changes. Because the first year I had like 4 coaches in one season. So it was kind of difficult. I didn't settle in well. Coming in again, you have like a new pair of coaches, and things didn't just go well. They thought otherwise, and which is totally okay, it's normal. And that's how we decided to terminate the contract, because I wasn't comfortable going on loan.
Did you get any sort of constructive criticism, or was it just bye?
No, with the boss of the club, he wanted me to go on loan, because he was saying he knows I have the ability to play, but he doesn't want to go against the words of the coaches that they won't use me, so there's no need of me staying. But I wasn't comfortable going on loan to a lower division club, because I thought I was capable of competing in the PSL, so no need of me going to a lower tie. But if they insist, we'd rather just part ways. So that's how it happened, and I terminated my contract and decided to take a break.
But how old were you?
19.
Retiring at 19. Huh?
I just decided, I mean, my mind was not settled.
Yeah.
So, because I went there when I was playing each and every game in Kenya. Going there, you have like 4 coaches, you're not playing week in, week out. So, and then you come the end of the season, they extend your contract. You come for pre-season, they want to take you on loan. I'm like, nah. So I had like lots of questions which I had to deal with. That's why I decided like to take a break. I had some offers, but I didn't want to rush, because I thought I was tying myself into a cage that I won't come out. That's how I decided to take a break for like 8-9 months, almost, before I went to the States after I think 9 months.
How did that come about? How did they know about you?
With the agent I was working with, he has a partner in Kenya. So he contacted me through the partner in Kenya.
Alright, so the adventure in the US. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, at first it was kind of like, oh my, what have I done? But after a few days, I thought like, yeah, it was the right decision. Because I was like out of competitive football for like 9 months. I didn't want to rush myself to go into like a more demanding club where I'll be under pressure, of which if I fail, it will be more difficult for me. So for a decision for me to join a NABA, I think was the right thing, because I didn't have any other pressure. The only thing you had to do is like have fun, play, represent the club. Nobody's putting you under pressure. You have the freedom to make a decision you want. So that was something that brought my mind back and regained my confidence to start playing again. So
What about culturally?
Huge difference.
Yeah?
For the first few weeks, it was kind of difficult, but lucky thing we went like, I went with another Kenyan, so we were together, so to cope up was a bit easier rather than when you are alone.
Yeah. So you talked about a little bit about the cold here. Your first snow, where was that? Was that in South Africa or the US?
The US.
Yeah? What was that like?
In South Africa it was cold as well, but there was no snow.
Yeah.
But now in the States, we arrived at the end of winter, but we were still freezing while the people were saying, no, it's not cold. We struggled a bit, but after like a week, it was the start of summer, so we had a decent time.
Yeah.
Then now, after I joined Monarchs, is when now I had to deal with the winter, but it wasn't for long, because the season there, it doesn't, like, we break in November, so I didn't have to.
Bad.
Yeah, I didn't have to deal with it so much, but it wasn't that bad. Then I came here and had to face it. Yeah.
But you had a little bit of an experience in between those two, right? Because the African Championships.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That was quite positive for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me about it.
It was an amazing experience, and I don't think anybody believed I could be playing there. Neither do I. Because I was with the national team. My first cup was in 2016. Before I left even for South Africa. And then till 2019, I was just with the team but never played any single game. But I was just with the team, so just sitting there learning, observing how everything goes. Because one of the center backs, of the experienced center backs, he's my friend. He's called Brian Mandela. There are times I felt like there's no need of me coming. Because after all, I'll just be sitting here going back. So, but he told me one thing that I think helped me. All he said was, we're only playing because we're here ahead of you. You have the quality, but we were here before you. So don't worry, your time will come. Keep working. And in 2019 is when it came to reality. When we were in France, and I was on the bench when we were playing Madagascar. And then at halftime we were just like jogging, passing, and then I was called to warm up. I was like, what's going on? I thought like maybe it's just like, because we were warming up like 3 players. I thought it's nothing serious, because I knew like I'm not the third option. Of the 2, there's somebody else on the bench who he played in the qualifiers. I didn't, so probably they prefer him more than me. And then I was called into the locker room, and the coach just said like, no, tell him to warm up. I went and warmed up, not knowing that I'm still going into the field. And then when the team came back is when I'm being told like, yeah, you are going in. Musa is injured, so you have to replace him. Like, oh no, I wish I knew it earlier, but I was like, this is the moment I've been waiting for, so I can't back out of it. Just go in, express myself, and luckily I had Brian Mandela again on the field. I made my debut, my first cup playing with him, and here my second, I was with him again, so I knew like I was safe because he'll help me. We played Madagascar, we won 1-0. I had a good game. And the coach told me also one thing, is like, yeah, you did good, but 45 minutes, maybe it's a fluke. Yeah, you need to prove something to me. And then they played me against DRC, and we played Congo. And that's how things came to be, the turning point. Yeah, because I played against Congo, I think I did well, and that's how I won my place to play in the Africa Cup of Nations.
After that, it's like been your spot. Nobody's taking that from you again, right?
We are fighting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this before, you and I. You're very competitive.
Yeah.
You do not like to be on the bench, and whoever's in front of you just needs to be studied and then taken out, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're out, you observe him. When you're in, you make sure he doesn't outsmart you.
Is that what you did when you came here? Did you study or...
Exactly. Yeah, that's the first thing I do all the time. Observe the other players, their strong point, their weak point. What am I good at? And then once I identify my strong points, they are better than theirs, then I have to work on that. Make sure it's like 10 times better. That's how I work all the time.
What was your knowledge about the Swedish Soccer League when you came here?
0.
0? So you had no idea who you were playing against, who you were playing with, nothing?
The only thing I knew is like I had a couple of teammates who were in Sweden. That's the only thing. Because Olunga was in Djurgården, and then Eric Johanna, he was in Bromo Poikana. He's now in Sodra, Jongoping or something. Yeah, and then Otieno in Aiko. Yeah, that's all I knew. I didn't know like about the way of play or like anything about it. The only thing I knew is like I have a few teammates in Sweden. That's all. Yeah.
Did you talk to any of them before you came here?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
Yeah, it's a nice place to come and develop. So that's how I took it.
What's like the main differences? If you compare the leagues you've played in so far, what stands out about Allsvenskan?
The competition. It's like you never know. Even the team on the last position, you play them, everything is totally different. They know they're fighting for their lives, but they won't come and sit back and fight for a point. No. They'll come and play as if everything is okay, as if they all they come to do is play for the 3 points, not to come and fight for a point. So most of the time, on different leagues, they know like, yeah, our life is in danger. We play for the point. But here, nah.
Everybody can beat everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last time when we met that you just played your game against Varberg, and it was just such a horrible game. They have such a, I don't want to be mean to another team in the league, but it was just a horrible game to watch. So frustrating.
Yeah, for sure. Because you think like, yeah, they're doing bad, they're limping, and we are on the right foot. So yeah, we're gonna get the points. You get there, things are totally different. So I think that's the only difference that stands out.
Yeah. What about like professionalism? We keep thinking in Sweden that we're so professional when everything we do, like we're on time and everything just works. Is that the case, or was it the same in South Africa?
It's kind of the same. Like even South Africa, like they have the facilities, the top quality, the medical staff and the technical bench. Everything is kind of the same. I don't think there's a huge difference between that and that is in the teams I've been to, so there's no much difference.
Yeah, I had a chance to go watch a top league game in Nairobi as well. Was it about the same there? Everything works, everything's professional, everything's good?
Not 100%.
Yeah? What's the Kenyan league like? Is it like some major teams like in Spain, or is it like Sweden where everybody beats everybody?
Before it was like in Sweden where like you never expect anything. Yeah, whoever comes, you think, yeah, there's a win, but you end up losing 3-0. But for now, like, I'm not so sure, but there are lots of conspiracy about it, but nothing much I can tell, because most of the time it's like I only watch a few games, or like where I know a few of my friends are, and like I know like today they are playing, so that's when I watch, but most of the time I don't. Yeah. I just follow like maybe the results, but I don't watch that much.
Yeah, actually, I'd like to talk about that for a little bit, because we talked about your interest in football in general. You don't really follow any leagues, do you? Is it just a job, or is there like a passion for it as well there?
I think most of the time, like, I'm always by myself, so if I get to think about it too much, I think it's exhausting. So once I'm done with it on the field, I try to do other things so that it doesn't become exhausting to me. I need to have the anger and like eager to go into the field and do more, rather than if I keep watching, I feel like it's getting exhausting now. So that's why I always try to keep off. Only watch a few, maybe once in a while, or like the highlights, but a full game once in a while.
Do you have a tendency to like overthink if you think about it too much?
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's good just to go back and chill after a game, right? What about like the important games at the end of the season when you kind of have to keep track of your opponents to see if you were going to make Europe or not? Did you watch those games or did you just kind of wait for the results?
The only thing I always do, like, I never check even like the log. The only thing I check is like who is behind us and how much points do we have like in between. That's it. Because I know like the most important thing is for us to win our games. That's the only thing that matters. If we focus on them, we're putting pressure on ourselves. So I never tend to do that, even like watch the opponents now.
Yeah.
The only time I do is when we do the video analysis, like as a team. That's all.
It's when you're forced to watch it, right?
Yeah.
You kind of have to watch it.
Yeah.
Last season, how big a thing is it that you made Europe to you?
It was a dream. And I was like back in Kenya. I saw it becoming a reality. So that's the only pressure I had. Like, if you miss this, the dream is shattered. If you make it, the dream is a reality. So that was the only thing that was like in my mind. That's why I didn't want to even look at the other teams. The only thing I was like, boys, we just need to win our games. That's all.
Did you know about the change that UEFA made? So it's
No.
not Europe, it's Europe. What is it? Europa League, Conference League, or
Yeah.
something weird like that, right?
Yeah.
You didn't know about that?
No. I
All
just
right.
had it from the players.
Yeah. Was that
That's the
after you
difference.
actually made it or before?
I think when we played, there was one game of which we were supposed to, against Syria, of which we were supposed to win and to be sure. That's when I started hearing them, but I wasn't focusing on them. I was like, nah, I don't trust you. But I came to realize, yeah, that's the changes. So there's nothing we can do. We did our best.
Does it matter to you? Or is it still just as big a deal?
Even if it did, I mean, that's the only chance we had. If we finished second, third, and we were supposed to go to the conference rather than finishing second and go to Europa, it will have made a difference. But now I'm like, that's the shot we had, and that's what we got. There's nothing we can do, so we just have to take it.
Yeah. We've also talked about a little bit that after talking about your interest in football or your lack thereof, we also talked about you don't really follow media at all. Like no social media, not really reading the newspapers or anything like that, right?
Nah,
Why is that?
too much gossip.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even here? Of course even here.
Yeah.
The first time you and I talked, it was about an article in Kenya, right? Or in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simba. Yeah.
All of a sudden some news popped up that you're about to leave Sweden and Elfsborg to go to Tanzania.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope, that's not gonna happen. Do you feel like there's just as much gossip here?
I never go through any articles that much. At times I hear things from the players and like there was a rumor concerning Newcastle. You go to training, everybody's saying congratulations. I'm like, for what? I'm like, nah, bro, you're playing us. So they think like I'm trying to hide something from them. But I'm like, sincerely, I don't know anything you're talking about until they showed me the article. I'm like, bro, I have no idea about this. So, I mean, people write something that sells, that will drag the attention of the audience. So, as much as you may feel bad, they're using your name like in a bad way, but you also understand they need to sell. So, yeah, I get it.
But I mean, a rumor that says that you're about to go to Tanzania, that's not really a compliment.
Nah.
Going to Newcastle, that's a compliment, right?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to your agent about it afterwards?
Nah.
No? Just whenever he contacts you, then that's when it's actually real, right?
I just saw the figures they were talking about. No, it's not realistic. Yeah.
Yes, I've read the numbers as well, and it's basically what Elfsborg paid to get you here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So they would never give you up for that.
Yeah. That's why I didn't even talk to him, because I knew like, nah, this there's nothing. It will never happen with the figures. So that's why I never contacted him, because I knew like there's nothing serious.
Yeah. What do you remember most vividly about last season? Was there like a game that stood out, or a sequence, or anything that happened on the pitch, or anything like that?
I think I get serious.
Oh, the game when Europe was on the line?
Yeah. And then we drew. Jeez. Yeah, it was hectic. Because I knew, like, yeah, once we win this, it's done. Yeah, we have, like, a game to play without pressure. And then we went in. Because the worry was, if Hacken win the game, then it's double pressure now. So, but I went to the locker room, and like, people were celebrating. I was like, what's going on? I'm like, we were supposed to win our game for us to be celebrating. We had a draw, but I think they already knew the results. So either way, would have been like second or third. So they were like, either way, we are still in the European League. So yeah, but I was so worried about it until I saw people celebrating in the locker room. That's when I realized, like, yeah, we are a step ahead.
Speaking of Häcken, last season,
Yeah.
as a supporter, it's a pretty horrible day.
Yeah.
But you weren't playing, right?
No.
So what happened that game? Did you watch it? Or did you just get the results afterwards?
Whenever we played, most of the time I just watched for a bit. So I watched like the first 10 minutes. When team went off, I was like, the pressure's too much. I keep off a bit, came back like a few minutes later. I don't know, end of the first half. Now I was like, yeah, it's going out like 1-0 the first half. I'm like, nah, it's not that bad. Jeez. You come back, they have like several goals. I'm like, no, I'm not watching anymore. So I just stopped there. End of the first half, I said, nah, that was it. I never watched again.
When you have a game like that, I guess you talked to the guys afterwards about what happened, but is it easy to just shake it off, or just to kind of linger in the back of your head for a little bit?
For me, the games I've played, I always, like, after the game, and maybe the following day, I always do the analysis myself. So I don't know with the other players. I find it difficult to talk because people are different. Emotions are different, how people handle their own. So I know how to handle mine, that's why I focus on it. I don't know how people handle theirs, so I find it difficult. So for me, like, I didn't even talk about the game. Like, I didn't, because you could see it in people's face, like everybody's frustrated, and we knew we were having a good run, and then it was like a huge flop, so everybody was disappointed, and at times you don't even need to say anything, because everybody knows, like, yeah, this is not the way, we need to step up. So I didn't even talk about it, but you could see it in people's face. Nobody was happy about it.
Yeah. You came back pretty strong after that, so you didn't linger that long. We've also talked about before about, like we mentioned already, like your knowledge about the Swedish league.
Yeah.
You told me about you don't get why some of your teammates get so excited by some teams and not by others.
Yeah.
And I think the example we brought up that time was AIK.
Yeah.
Like whenever you go to Stockholm to play AIK, all your team members are like, they get all quiet, right?
Yeah.
What's that like?
I mean, I think it's just because of the name. And yes, definitely you have to respect them, but not to fear them. And also, like, when we were playing Gothenburg, I remember it was the first game of the season, and the team has never won away on the field, I don't know for how many years. So it was kind of like, yeah, boys, we have to do it this time round. There's the turning point. So yes, there's like, everybody has butterflies in their stomach, but I mean, how you step up is the key. Like, yeah, it's not gonna be easy, but either way, we need to do it. Like, the job has to be done, so we just need to step up. If we have butterflies, they also have them, because definitely it's a derby. Not everybody has like butterflies, but whoever deals with it first gets the result. So that was the only thing. Like, yes, we respect them, but we can't fear them. So we just go in there, despite the butterflies we have. The braver one, or whoever wants it most, will get it. So
Do you think that nervousness helps or does it hinder?
Depends how you take it. Yeah. It will be a drive to some people, but it will be like a setback to others. So how you deal with it is the most important thing.
I mean, you're a pretty chill guy. Are you ever nervous before a game?
Everybody gets nervous. Yeah.
Even you?
Everybody, even Cristiano, he said it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Look at you following football, huh? So what's like the worst? Going in for a derby in Sweden against Gothenburg or playing a national team game in Nairobi?
Jesus, playing national team in Nairobi.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
People, I think people are always on your neck. Yeah. So you have to deal with that.
Are you saying that the fans in Nairobi are a little bit more fanatic than in Borås?
Jesus, they're more demanding. They're not asking you. They need the results. They want it. Yeah, but at times, yeah, we understand because they also need to get the pride, yeah, for the nation. So we understand whenever they get like mad when we don't perform well. But I think if they'd show the same love the way they are criticizing, I think will be a huge plus for us. Like when we played Ethiopia, I wish each and every day we played a game, it will be that full. Yeah. But I mean, I understand them. Yeah. At times we do let them down, but it's not that we want to, but it's just the course of the game. People, at times the games don't go your way, so yeah, but we understand them.
Because the qualifiers this time around, they're going a little so-so, right? What's going on there?
As I said, sometimes things don't go your way. Yeah. They were just going our way that time.
Yeah.
The last two games, yeah.
I followed it a little bit. Is there still a chance to actually make it, or is it done already?
Unless we beat Egypt and Togo.
That's rough, though.
Yeah. But we have the faith.
Have you played Egypt before?
Yes. We played them in Cairo. Is it last year or the year before?
I kind of have to ask you then.
Yeah.
What striker did you go up against?
In Egypt?
Yeah?
No, Mo Salah wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing?
No, he was injured.
He's going to be playing this time around, though.
We hope so.
Yeah? That'll be exciting, right? You think you can take him?
Why not?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell a story, though, because we talked about this before. About a national team adventure going to Burkina Faso? Was that it? You had an away game.
Yeah.
And you went on some sort of ferry across some water to get to the game.
Sierra Leone.
There you go. What was that about?
Oh boy. Yeah, at times it's exciting when you're just traveling. Yeah, you get to see like different cultures, you get to see different environments. But when you are going for the game, I mean, you want like a smooth ride. You want to get like, you don't want to get fatigued. But the other time we went to Sierra Leone, I'm like, jeez. We had like to board a boat across. I was like, gee, I don't like water, even a single bit. And we had to board it. And several players also were like, nah, we are not going in there. But the only alternative is to get like to catch a bus like 8 hours across. I was like, no, we'd rather just get into the boat like 10 minutes across. And like, it was just 10 minutes, but it looked so long. I mean, like, once you're not used to the boat, it's so scary with the sounds and like the waves. I'm like, jeez, it was the worst.
What was it? Was it coming from the airport going into the city, or what was it? Was it going to the pitch, or?
Nah, going to the hotel, to the city where like the game was to be hosted. So it was from the airport, catch a boat, go across the lake. Was it lake or ocean? To the city. So yeah, it was a pretty rough one.
I can imagine. And there must be like a big difference between venues in Africa, right?
Yeah.
What's like the weirdest venue you've gone to throughout Africa?
I say the Sierra Leone, though I didn't play. But yeah, the condition of the field, they're like, nah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next season. Oh,
This season.
you know the season, you know the question is coming. So I might as well just throw it out there. Everybody's holding their breath. Everybody's just waiting for the day and the headline where it says that Okumu is not in Elfsborg anymore. So I know you can't say anything. I know you probably don't even know anything so far. Have you heard anything at all?
Not yet.
What's your intention then?
I always have an agreement with the people. My managers, I'll do my stuff, they'll do theirs.
Yeah?
And we always stick to that.
So in your head,
Yeah.
because I know you're quite happy in Elfsborg. We talked about that too. You don't mind it here, except for the cold.
Yeah.
Sweden is a stepping stone. Everybody knows that. Even the fans here know that. We don't like it, but that's just the way it is. What's like your... Actually, we got that question from one of the fans online. What's like your dream destination? Where do you want to end up in the end?
I don't follow football that much, but I've always been like, I know people always say England is the biggest, but I've always been a fan of France.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got so used like to France because of David Luiz when he was playing in PSG with Thiago Silva. So that's how it came about. I love France, so much, and hopefully, but we hope maybe it will come to be like a reality one day.
So we talk about like the Premier League. Do you have a favorite team? Nothing like that?
Nah.
Do you have a favorite team in France?
Maybe Tottenham because of Wanyama.
Oh yeah? It's hot. No, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to talk about that. We actually talked about it coming here, that there are just some clubs I'm going to tell you, you can't go there. There's no way. No. That can't happen.
Yeah.
All right, so next season, what are your thoughts about Elfsborg next season?
This season.
This season, yeah.
I think we've started up well in the first game, and the mood in the training sessions, and like the bond between the players, the technical staff, and between the players themselves. I mean, we already know the characters of each and every player, so probably just use it and put it in good use, and I'm sure it will help like the club get positive results.
I think that's the main takeaway from last season, is that maybe we don't have the most skilled players or the most famous players in each position, but there was a team spirit in Elfsborg last year that we haven't really seen for a long time. It seems like everybody's working for each other. Is that the case, or is it just something wishful thinking?
I think that's something that has been driving the team, that enabled the team to perform the way it was performing. Yeah, I know there are times like, we'll fight each other, but it's not something personal. We all need the same goal. We need the 3 points, and if I need to tell you to fuck off for us to get the 3 points, I'll have to do that. After the game, it's like, we got the 3 points, so if you wanna get mad, but at least we have something on the back. If you wanna do away with it, I mean, which it always happens like that. Like, nothing that happens on the field should be carried outside. We're only fighting for the same goal, and that was the key. It's like, yeah, you make a mistake, yeah, it's normal. People will criticize, but it won't add value to us. The only option is like, yeah, you made a mistake, I rectify it for you. Next time I make a mistake, somebody rectifies it for me. So I think that was the key element that helped the team to perform the way it did. Yeah. Apart from the quality, I mean, that was the driving force behind it.
Since you don't read the newspapers around here, I'll tell you what they say about you. There's a rumor. It's not really a rumor. It's just like some of the newspapers and some of the other clubs sometimes accuse you of being a little bit rough on the pitch. Do you feel like you are?
If they think so, it's okay. If the referee didn't see it, then I don't think it's a crime. He's the judge on the field. So if he let me walk free, then they're wrong. And if I am, that's me.
Yeah, you had a few feuds last season with a couple of players, right?
No, only one.
Only one?
Yeah.
Let me guess. Malmö.
Yes.
There you go. We won't take that any further then. I think we all remember that game. I think we all remember what happened, and I'm pretty sure we can all figure out who the player was. So, yeah. Is there a lot of trash talk on the pitch?
So much. Yeah.
Do you just shrug it off, or do you join in?
Most of the time I let it go, but I don't mind. I know it's normal. You wanna play with people's psychology, but if you wanna target me all the time, then if I can't deal with it anymore, then I'll have to give it back to you. Yeah, that's it.
Do you feel like there are some players that have come home that have been playing for the national team for a while and been to the Premier League and in France and stuff like that, and they've come back? Do they come back with an attitude of like, you have to respect me, or are they like any other player?
I don't know them, so it doesn't matter to me. I don't even notice them.
Because some of your teammates actually tell you after the games, right? Like, he's a big deal.
Yeah. Like, yeah, do you know the guy you are talking about? Like, no, I don't know him. He was in the Premier League. Like, so what? We're not Svenskan now. It doesn't matter to me. If you're so special, you won't be here. But as long as you are here, we'll have to deal with each other the way. If you want to handle me the easy way, we'll do it the easy way. If you want to go the hard way, if I can't tolerate it back, I'll just give it back to you. So that's me. There's nothing that will ever change. Yeah.
We talked about, now that we're talking about players coming back, and we talked a little bit about Oiko earlier, your last game of the season. There was a sequence in that game that went completely viral after the game. Do you remember that sequence?
No.
Like the last thing that happened, I think you had they had a corner kick, right?
Yeah.
And they ran and got the ball and then kicked it back into the pitch.
Yeah.
So we had two balls on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
That went completely viral.
Yeah, it was crazy. But, I mean, the guy who did it, he's smart. He's fighting for his team, so yeah, he's okay.
Yeah? Could you see yourself doing that, though?
10 times. Yeah, I'll do the same. I mean, if you're in danger, there's nothing you can do. That's the only option. I mean, you take it. You take the shot.
Yeah, it's extremely interesting because I found the clip on Russian news sites like all over the world because it was so crazy. Not only like kicking the ball into the pitch, but actually keep kicking it further and further in. It's just completely weird. We're gonna have to talk about Kenya.
Okay.
Because, as you know, since you hooked me up, I met a few of your friends down there, and we're gonna have to talk about the community work that you do. Work with a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's start with Kibera. First of all, tell people what Kibera is.
The Kibera Angels?
Let's talk about Kibera like in general.
I think Kibera is like one of the hugest slums, probably in Africa, but it's the biggest like in Kenya, and like we understand the conditions of people living in slums, so that's why we try like just to give a helping hand. Yeah.
So what is Kibera Angels all about?
It's like a soccer academy run by a friend, which is just try to keep the kids off like negative energy, like the crimes and stuff and drugs, and then also like to try and create openings for them. Probably like once they're in the field, maybe it's something like mostly with the girls, because mostly in the slums they don't have like the sanitary pads and stuff. But through the Kibera Angels, the team, we have like a few people will come through the club to try and help the girls. And when it comes like to the other kids, there's some that they're still young, they're like 4 or 5 years. Also like anybody who is trying to who is of help, he can like get hold of them through the academy. Yeah.
How is it? The guy that runs it is called Dino, right?
Yeah.
How do you know him?
I knew him through my agent's partner, because they're so close. So there was a time I went. I was going back to Kenya, and he couldn't come to pick me, so he sent Dino. And when he picked me up at the airport, we were just talking, and then the conversation came up. And like, we have some kids like in Kibera, because I was there before. I've been like in that environment. There was a time the guy in Aiko, Otieno, because we were like schoolmates. So when I was in South Africa, when I was in Nairobi, most of the time, like I'll go visit him in Nairobi. So we'll go like through that way, where the club is based, and that's how like I knew like I know the area where like the academy is based. Like then you should come visit. So I didn't get time at first. We were just like helping him, but I hadn't really gone there. Then there was a time like I went back to Kenya, but I was applying like for a visa. Then I was in Nairobi because I couldn't go back to Kisumu, so I had to stay in Nairobi. I think this is the right time to go like and see the kids. So that's how it happened.
Did you meet all the kids, or just the senior team, or who do you meet?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of kids now, right?
Yeah.
It's a big project. Because I think we talked about it, and I think he helps about 500 girls or something like that. It's a massive amount.
I made all the groups, but like not everybody was present on that day. So only the few that were present, from all the categories, I got to meet them.
Yeah, I met the senior team. They're really well-behaved boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, really respectful. Good kids. All right, so Daniel Otto, right? There we go. That's the second project that you're kind of working with. Tell me about that.
Otto was a schoolmate, but he was in the same class with my cousin. He's called Alvin. So we were not so close with Otto, but they were both playing like hockey with Alvin. So that's how the interest came about. I got so close with Otto through Alvin. He's the one who told me like, we have something we're trying to do with the kids as well in Kahawa, kind of the same thing like what Dino is doing like in Kibera, because they have like they're also a category of the kids. So that's how I got to meet Otto as well, and I think I visited them the same day I went to visit Dino. And I also when I went to Kahawa, I went with Dino as well, because I told him like, I'm going to see like a few friends as well. They're doing kind of the same thing, so maybe if you can link up and maybe share ideas. I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. So we went with him. That's how like I got to link up with them as well, and join them with Dino as well. So sharing ideas and how to further the help for the kids.
Yeah, because Otto's is a younger kid. Dino's been around the block for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see the project that he has going for such a young guy, and there are so many people involved.
Yep.
It's really interesting. So I went to see the project that he does with the food project.
Okay.
Have you gone to visit it?
Not yet.
Yeah, he has a project where they plant seeds in on rooftops, and then they grow spinach and stuff, right? Yeah. And then they give it out to the players just so they actually have some food sources.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good project.
Yeah, for sure. But I think also like when the COVID cases started, we had a chance like to help like 200 families. So it wasn't fully through the project they have, like, but it played a part in it to try like cause I think we raised funds. We were targeting like 100 families, but we felt like 200 and something. So it was something that it was inspired by whatever they were doing as well. So which is a good cause.
Yeah, we're still in contact with both Dino and Otto, and we're trying to set up some stuff back here in Sweden that can actually help them out, because we talked about money is always an issue for them, of course, as it is with any charity. So basically whatever we can do to help from here, we're going to be able to do that. And they're both so good guys. I've seen them with the kids, and they're so good. I actually had a chance to go see one of the games with Otto as well.
Yeah, okay.
And those games are crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
like the fans at those games, they're nuts.
I think they support those games more than the Premier League games.
I mean, they're so passionate.
Yeah.
Like one goal and they just storm the pitch.
Yeah.
Completely crazy. Like coming there as a Swede to watch one of those games and just see the surroundings is just, it's such a strange experience. It was good though. Alright, just a few questions from the fans online before we quit. The best and the worst thing about Borås?
The best is a small city. For me.
Not being a city guy, like at all.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it. The worst, too much rains.
Rain's everywhere. You're in Sweden. You're always gonna get rain.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, this is the rainiest city. But yeah, it's not that bad though. So.
All right. The second question we already kind of went through, like your dream destination. We know that's France or the Premier League. Not this season though. Next season. Favorite food?
Oh my! It has to be like, but it's not sweet.
That's okay.
Uh-huh.
Swedish food is crap anyways. So that's fine.
I like tilapia fish. I don't know if you had a chance to taste it, like tilapia with like pap with ugali, and
hold on. We're gonna have to stop there because you and I do not agree on ugali. First of all, tell us what ugali is.
It's corn flour. It's like how do I say? It's kind of like totally kind of a different bread made of corn flour.
Do you consider it bread?
That's the closest I can explain it with.
Yeah, because it's basically just a lump of starch,
like,
right?
Yeah, like probably mashed potatoes, but totally, made of corn flour.
What would you say they taste like?
It's tasteless.
Doesn't taste like anything, right?
Yeah.
So what do you eat it with? With the fish?
Yeah. And probably chapati with green drums.
What's that?
Chapati is like a bread. It's like I think the Indian bread, if you've ever seen it.
Oh. Yeah, it's like a flatbread, right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
A flatbread, yeah.
What about in Sweden? Is there any food here that's good?
Oh, yeah. Carbonara and the mashed potatoes with meatballs.
You like the meatballs?
Yeah.
It's very Swedish. Yeah. There you go. Do you have like a team chef or no?
Nah.
Nothing like that?
Nah.
All right. So when you go for practice, and do you ever eat together, or do you just go back home and eat after?
Yeah, we used to, like, before COVID came up, but now, I mean, things are different, so you have to make your own food.
What's on the menu at a top team in Sweden? What do you guys eat?
Depends. Whatever you like. Everybody has their own taste.
There's no like special diet or anything like that?
Nah. But you can talk to the trainers. They can fix up something for you. So
That's when you're lucky as a football player. You just kind of get to eat whatever you want anyway, right?
no, you can't eat anything. Nah.
What's the best thing about IF Elfsborg?
The unity of the players. Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna still be there? There's so many rumors surrounding the team. You did so great last season that everybody's just kind of got a rumor about. There's a rumor about Per Frick going to South Korea. See, it's just crazy right now.
But it's normal. Once a team does well, I mean, you kind of expect it. So I hope so. I hope the unity doesn't change. It doesn't matter who comes in, who goes out. The most important thing is to keep the culture of the team. And if the unity made the team do well, I mean, that's what you wanna keep.
If you had to choose one player that's not allowed to leave this season, who would that be? You only get to pick one, and you got a veto, and he can't leave. Who would it be?
One.
And you can't say Meraki. That's cheating.
But that was my option.
I know it was. That's why I told you not to.
Okay, then you're telling me to choose two. Not
Sure.
One. Okay.
Meraki's one, who's two?
Probably Isak. Nah, but
Is that for social reasons?
for
or
me or for the team?
Let's go for the team first.
Team.
Yeah?
Yeah. Team.
Why is that?
He was vital for the club.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to go? I don't think he's going to go. Not this year.
Probably. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, there's some skill there.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 11, not even the first 11, first 13 or 14, everybody's just so talented right now. So much talent on the team. And we haven't really been spoiled. The last couple of seasons for Elfsborg have been horrible. Really? So this season was just such a surprise. And we're also happy again. We're finally back on top. And now we just kind of see it falling apart one by one. Rami, we kind of saw that coming, but still. At least we got Simon there, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even the young kid from the academy, I mean, he's so good.
Yeah? What's his name? Sandén, right?
Oliver or something.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Did he play yesterday?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did he do?
So good.
Did he play the first half or the second?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
So you got to play with him?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you yell at him?
Nah, I never yell at anyone.
Yes, you do.
You're
the most timid guy ever off the pitch, and then you get off the pitch and it's just like a switch. Something just kind of...
I just pass the information.
Yeah.
But I can pass it so slowly.
Yeah? No, they're doing good. I mean, like I said, they've been around. They've got some wins under their belts. Hopefully they don't come up with an attitude, or at least they come up and be a little bit humble, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's the key.
So, when are you going back to Kenya?
I wish I knew.
Do you have a national team game coming up, or?
Yeah, in March.
It's pretty far off, though.
Not that much. Only a month away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this, and good luck this season.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
Radio 1904.